This video is presented by Western and Southern Financial Group, a game plan for your financial future. Every great team starts with a strong foundation, and your future should too. With life insurance built like a championship roster, Western and Southern helps protect what matters most so you can focus on winning today while planning for tomorrow. Whether you're just starting out your journey, building your dynasty, or ready to retire like a champion, Western and Southern has the right play for your life stage. Visit westernsouthern.com to get your free life insurance quote today. Western and Southern, built to win. Moving to Saturday. That's right, we got some Saturday games here in the NFL. The Washington Commanders are hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, no Jaden Daniels in this game. Jaden Daniels ruled out for the rest of the year, which makes sense. Washington's currently in line for a top 10 overall pick. There's no reason putting Jaden in more harm's way than was necessary this season. And, Jaden talked about it, how it's been a frustrating, disappointing year for him. And that's just been the case with Washington. But Washington hasn't played terrible with Marcus Mariota in there at quarterback. If Philly wins this game, they clinch the NFC East title. Dalton, talk to me about Philly. They're coming off of a game where they beat the Raiders 31-0 last week. How much do you take away from that game, and what do you expect to see in this one against the Commanders?
Not a whole lot. The one thing I would hope they lean into offensively is the idea that they can get under center and succeed, because when they have done so this year, they have succeeded. They ran a season-high number of snaps. I believe it was 30 snaps last week against the Raiders from under center. Obviously, they were running the football a lot to shorten that game and get it over with, but this has been a theme for the Eagles all season. I think when you look at them under center, they're a more efficient, more explosive offense. 80.7 offensive grade. When they're under center, that goes down to 75 in the gun or in pistol. And the big thing has been their passing game and setting up play-action shots for Jalen Hurts down the field. 9.6 yards per pass under center, goes all the way down to 7.2 in the shotgun or the pistol. Being under center allows them to be less predictable. It gives them more direct running lanes for Saquon Barkley. They've been using heavier personnel. I think this is just how they should proceed and get under center at a higher percentage going into the playoffs here and experiment more with it later in the season. If they win this game, they clinch the NFC East. They can experiment more with these types of things as they're trying to, move up in the seeding process here in the last 2 weeks of the season after this. But this is really where they need to succeed. And Trevor, they are 8-1 this year when they run at least 10 plays under center. They just need to be able to get under center, be physical, trust this offensive line and these tight ends, and then use play action, I think, at an even higher rate than they have been lately.
Yeah, and they go Washington this week, then it's at Buffalo the following week, and then it's Washington again to end the season. So it's not like Philly can totally, take their foot off the gas here. Looking at the standings, they are 9-5. You've got Chicago sitting there at 10-4. You got the Rams and Seattle at both at 11-3. You got San Francisco at 10-4 as well. Next week, I don't think they're going to have the opportunity to be like, okay, well, we can't get the 1 seed, so it doesn't really matter. But I do agree with you that you win this game, you take care of business, you allow yourself to lean into maybe an identity that might not be good right away, but you could get some very rare, live practice reps, if you will, in the regular season and in game. And I think that's really important for them moving into the playoffs to just find whatever the best version of their offense is, because I think that's what we've complained about the most with Philly, is that it looks hard this year. It just does not look the same. And so if you get that luxury to maybe set yourself up to be able to do that in the last 2 weeks, specifically the last week, I think against Washington when they face off again in 2 weeks, I think that could be paramount for them. So winning this game is going to be a big deal for the Eagles. I went back and I looked at that NFC Championship game that they played last playoffs. Philly beat the Commanders 55-23 in that game. Washington turned the ball over 4 times. They had 1 interception. They had 3 fumbles and 3 fumbles lost. Dalton, the Eagles also went 7 for 7 in the red zone. So anytime that you're anywhere near, if you went 3 for 3 in the red zone, you're probably winning the game, let alone if you go 7 for 7. I think that something that you mentioned with them getting under center, yes, I think the run game could be better. Yes, I think the pass game could be better when they get under center. They're just a more diverse offense where there's a lot of things that they could do, especially in the play action game where you feel very confident in how you're going to be able to manipulate the defense. I think this is a good week to test that because Washington's just really struggled to defend the deep ball, right? So are you able to pair play action with, what Jalen Hurts has been seeing deep down the field, getting A.J. Brown more involved here in the second half of the season? Commanders have given up the 7th most deep passes of 20 or more yards on the season. They've given up 24 total. So I think that if you're the Eagles, you can't take this team lightly, right? I mean, like the phrase, you don't want to play with your food here, right? I mean, like I said at the very top, Mariota is very capable of having a good game, playing a good game, and Washington's capable of giving the Eagles a run for their money here, especially with this being in Washington. But I think that the way that Washington has struggled does set things up for the Eagles to take advantage of it, at least the way that they should. Because if they see another team that struggles with defending the deep ball when we get into the postseason, can you go to it at will? Can you be efficient in that regard? I'm going to take Philly in this game. 28-20. I think it'll be decently, I think it'll be a one-score game here, but I think the Philly should win this game, so I'm going 28-20 the final score.
Agreed here. The Eagles are just the better team. I know they're going on the road, and like you mentioned, Mariota makes most of the games that he plays in very competitive, but I'm going Eagles 27-17. I also think the Commanders have a huge problem on the outside with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith with their struggling group of cornerbacks. It's a unit that has not played well all season. I think there's going to be enough big plays for Brown and Smith on the outside in this game, and I think the Eagles are going to be able to stop the run against an inconsistent Commanders run game. I like them to win the division in this one.
Everyone's got takes. Numbers have truth. And the truth is, most people are betting with emotion. Sportsbooks feed on it. TikTok gurus sell it. The hype machine runs on it. That's how you lose. PFF is different. You're betting with winning data. The same data trusted by all 32 NFL teams and the sharpest minds in the game. PFF betting tools take every prop, every matchup, every angle, and run them through our custom models. Built on the best football data in the world. What comes back is your edge. Simple, sharp, and built to win. Want to go deeper? PFF puts a pro-level analytics department in your hands, giving you the same insights teams use to find every advantage. Build your game plan with matchup analysis. Project every snap, every matchup, and every edge before kickoff. Because the smartest plays start long before Sunday. Hit rates show how a player performs against their prop and against defenses built the same way. It's the data that gives you real confidence in every pick. Next, Key Insights translates PFF data into the story behind every matchup, giving you the why that powers your bets. From coverage schemes to defensive looks, it's the context that turns raw numbers into winning decisions. When you're ready to take action, filter through every prop on the market and focus on the opportunities that matter, by game, matchup, or value. Then, shop for the best available line in your area and tap your book of choice to place the bet instantly. Everyone's got takes, but now you've got truth. Bet with data, win with PFF.